The emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, and I mean that in a way that reaches deeper than logic or coincidence, because there is something unfolding around you that you can't fully see yet, but your soul already feels it, that quiet pull in your chest, that moment when you stare off and feel emotional for no clear reason. That's not weakness, that's recognition, and listen to this. Your soulmate is responding to the emotional frequency you're sending out without even realizing it, not because you're perfect, not because you've got it all together, but because of the way you love, the way you feel, the way your heart stayed open when it had every reason to shut down. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this part matters. The universe has been watching how you carry your pain with grace, how you keep showing up even when you're tired, how you still believe in connection. After disappointment, and that emotional courage is exactly what's pulling your soulmate closer right now, even if distance, silence, or timing makes it feel impossible. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the very things you've been insecure about, the sensitivity, the depth, the way you feel everything. Those are not flaws, they are signals, and someone out there feels safe just sensing your energy. You don't even have to speak for them to feel understood, and here's where it gets prophetic, because the universe doesn't whisper randomly, it sends signs, and if you've been seeing angel numbers like 11 when you least expect it, or 222 when you're doubting love, or 444 when you feel alone, that's confirmation that alignment is happening behind the scenes. Don't scroll, listen to this, your soulmate is emotionally awakening at the same time you are, and the reason it feels intense lately is because two paths are slowly bending toward each other, and you might think you're being tested, but you're actually being prepared. Your heart needs this right now, because you've been asking quietly, wondering if anyone will ever truly see you, and the answer is yes, but not in the way you expect, because this connection is being built on emotional truth, not fantasy, and that's why it's taking time. Listen to this, your soulmate is falling for the way you hold space, the way you listen, the way you love without keeping score. They're drawn to the emotional safety you carry, even if they haven't fully stepped into your life yet. And here's the part most people miss, the delay is protection, not punishment. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe is shielding this connection until both hearts are strong enough to hold it without breaking. And if you've been feeling a strange mix of hope and exhaustion, that's because you're at the edge of a shift. Something is about to change, a realization, a message, a crossing of paths, and it's closer than it feels. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that your soul feels familiar to them, like home they didn't know they were searching for, and even now, there are moments when they think of you without knowing why, moments when they feel comforted by the idea of someone they haven't fully met or fully understood yet. That's not imagination, that's resonance. And don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment. The universe is asking you to stay open just a little longer, to trust the signs, to honor your sensitivity instead of hiding it. Because the love that's coming is going to meet you at the depth you live in, not on the surface. And when it happens, you'll understand why everything unfolded the way it did, why every delay mattered, why every emotional lesson shaped you perfectly for this connection. Listen to this, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because the universe isn't done writing your love story. It's just getting to the part where everything finally makes sense. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're still here right now, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that's deeper than motivation and stronger than coincidence, because something is happening beneath the surface of your life, and even if you can't explain it, you can feel it, that emotional heaviness mixed with hope, that strange sense of anticipation. That quiet knowing that something meaningful is getting closer. Listen to this, the universe is responding to how much you've changed internally, how you've grown emotionally without anyone clapping for you, how you learn to sit with your feelings instead of running from them, and that emotional maturity is the very reason your soulmate is falling for you right now, even if they haven't said it out loud yet. Even if distance or timing makes it feel confusing, don't scroll, stay with me, because this part matters. Your soulmate isn't drawn to the version of you that performs for the world, they're drawn to the version of you that survived in silence, the one who cried behind closed doors, who felt misunderstood, who questioned their worth and still chose to love deeply. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because you've been wondering if being sensitive made life harder, if feeling so much was a burden, but the universe says that sensitivity is your superpower, it's the signal, it's the frequency, and someone out there feels safe just sensing your energy, even before they fully understand why. Don't scroll, because here's the truth most people never hear, your soulmate is falling for the way you hold space, the way you listen without judgment, the way you care without needing control, and that kind of emotional safety is rare, especially in a world that teaches people to armor up. Listen to this, your emotional openness didn't make you weak, it made you recognizable. And if you've been seeing angel numbers lately, 11. 11 when you're lost in thought, 222 when you're doubting love, 333 when you're tired of waiting, 444 when you feel alone. That's not random, that's confirmation, that's the universe tapping you on the shoulder saying alignment is happening even when you can't see it yet. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your soulmate is awakening emotionally at the same time you are, and the reason things feel intense lately is because two paths are slowly bending toward each other. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because the loneliness you've been feeling isn't emptiness, it's space being cleared. The universe is removing connections that couldn't meet you at your depth, not to punish you, but to prepare you. And I know that hurts, I know it made you question yourself, but listen to this, the delay is protection, not rejection. Your soulmate is falling for the way you healed instead of hardened, the way you chose empathy over bitterness, and even now, they feel drawn to you in ways they can't explain. Moments of thinking about someone they haven't fully met, dreams that feel too real, a sense of familiarity without a face. Don't scroll, because this is important, those are not fantasies, those are emotional previews. And your heart needs this right now because you're closer to a shift than you realize. Something is about to change, maybe it's a message, a conversation, a sudden realization, a crossing of paths, but it's coming, and listen to this, the universe is aligning timing, not just people. And if you've felt restless, impatient, or emotionally tired, that's because you're standing at the edge of a new chapter. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you love without keeping score, you feel without apology, you show up with sincerity in a world full of masks, and that energy feels like relief to someone who's been emotionally guarded for a long time. And yes, it scares them a little, because real connection can feel overwhelming when you're not used to safety, but instead of running, they're being drawn closer, slowly, gently. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you've been doubting whether anyone would ever truly see you, whether love would ever feel easy instead of exhausting, and the universe says yes, but not rushed, not forced, not surface level. This love is being built on emotional truth, and that's why it's taking time. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment. The universe is asking you to stay open just a little longer, to trust what you can't control, to honor your emotional depth instead of hiding it, because the love that's coming is going to meet you exactly where you are, not where you pretend to be. Listen to this, your soulmate isn't just falling for who you are now, they're falling for who you became through every lesson, every heartbreak, every quiet moment of growth, and when this connection finally steps fully into your life, you'll understand why everything unfolded the way it did, why the timing mattered, why the waiting shaped you. Don't scroll, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. The universe isn't done with your love story, it's guiding it carefully, intentionally, and the fact that you're still listening means your soul already knows what's coming next. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you made it here, this message is still for you, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because what's happening now is not the beginning and not the end. It's the moment in between where everything starts to make sense emotionally, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. Listen to this, the universe has been watching how you've learned to love yourself differently, not louder, not perfectly, but honestly, and that inner honesty is the reason your soulmate is no longer resisting the pull toward you, even if they tried to ignore it before. Even if fear or past wounds made them hesitate. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where the emotional revelation deepens. Your soulmate is falling for the version of you that no longer begs to be chosen, the one who learned how to sit in solitude without losing hope, the one who stopped chasing and started trusting. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you've been feeling a strange calm mixed with uncertainty, like you know something is coming but you don't know when or how, and that's because the universe is slowing things down just enough for the connection to arrive clean, not chaotic, not rushed. And don't scroll, because here's the truth most people miss. Your soulmate didn't fall for you when you were trying to prove your worth, they fell for you when you stopped performing and started being real. When you allowed yourself to feel deeply without explaining it to anyone, and that authenticity shifted everything energetically. Listen to this, the emotional bond forming now isn't built on obsession, it's built on recognition, it's subtle, it's grounding, it feels like peace instead of anxiety, and if that feels unfamiliar, that's because you're used to intensity being mistaken for love. But your heart needs this right now, because this connection is different, and the universe is retraining your nervous system to receive love without chaos. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the signs around you are increasing for a reason, the repeated angel numbers, the songs that feel like messages, the random moments of emotional release, those aren't distractions. They're confirmations that alignment is stabilizing. And listen to this, if you've been seeing 555 lately, that's not just change, that's emotional liberation. If you've been seeing 777, that's spiritual alignment. If you've been seeing 888, that's karmic balance finally tipping in your favor. Your heart needs this right now because the universe is closing old loops, ending cycles you thought would never finish, and that's why things that once hurt don't sting the same way anymore. Don't scroll, because this part is important. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to respond instead of react, the way you pause, reflect, and choose growth even when triggered. And that emotional intelligence feels like safety to them, even if they don't have the language for it yet. And yes, they're still healing too, which is why timing matters. But listen to this, the universe only delays what it's protecting, not what it's denying, and your heart needs this right now because you've been tempted to doubt the process, to wonder if you imagined the signs, if you misread the connection. But the truth is, you couldn't fake this kind of resonance even if you tried. Don't scroll, stay with me, Because this is the cliffhanger moment. There's about to be a shift in awareness, either for you or for them, a realization that brings clarity instead of confusion, a moment where emotions rise to the surface and can't be ignored anymore, and it may not come the way you expect, it might come quietly, but it will land deeply. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because when that moment happens, you'll realize that everything leading up to it was preparation. Every delay taught patience, every heartbreak taught discernment, every lonely season taught self-trust, and that's why this love won't feel like a lesson, it will feel like arrival. Don't scroll, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you no longer need them to complete you, you're whole on your own, and that wholeness invites partnership instead of dependency, and that's powerful. And listen to this, even now, they're sensing that stability, that grounded energy, that feeling of, I can breathe here, and that's what's pulling them closer day by day. Your heart needs this right now because you're not being tested anymore, you're being aligned, and alignment feels quiet compared to chaos, which is why it can feel confusing at first, but don't mistake calm for absence. Don't mistake slowness for lack of movement. The universe works gently when it's serious. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the story isn't done unfolding. You're still in it, still guided, still protected, and the fact that you're listening means your intuition is awake, and when the next step reveals itself, you'll be ready, not because you forced it, but because you trusted. And listen to this. This message is for you, your heart needs this right now, because the love that's approaching isn't meant to overwhelm you, it's meant to meet you, and that's how you'll know it's real. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're still here at part 4, this message is still unfolding for you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that goes beyond curiosity and straight into recognition. Because something inside you already knows this is connected to your life, your story, your timing. Listen to this, the universe doesn't keep speaking unless there's something you're meant to finally receive. And right now it's asking you to slow down and feel what's rising instead of rushing past it. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional reason your soulmate keeps gravitating toward you is becoming clearer now. And it has nothing to do with chasing, convincing, or proving anything. It has everything to do with the energy you carry when you're not trying, the calm strength you've developed, the quiet confidence that came from surviving things you never thought you'd make it through. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've been underestimating how powerful that transformation really is. You didn't just heal. You shifted timelines, you broke patterns that ran deeper than relationships, you chose awareness over avoidance, and that choice echoed out into the universe like a signal your soulmate couldn't ignore, even if they tried. Don't scroll, because here's something important, your soulmate is not falling for you in a dramatic, chaotic way like you may have experienced in the past, they're falling in a way that feels unfamiliar because it's steady, it's intentional, it's grounded, and that can feel confusing when your nervous system learned to associate intensity with love. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because what's approaching is different. It doesn't come with anxiety, it comes with clarity, it doesn't make you question your worth, it reflects it back to you, and that's why the universe had to teach you patience first. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the signs around you are increasing, not to tease you, but to prepare you. The repeating numbers, the sudden memories, the emotional waves that come out of nowhere, those aren't setbacks, those are integrations. Your soul is syncing up with something new, and listen to this, your soulmate feels that sync too, even if they don't have the words for it yet. Even if they're still processing what it means, and your heart needs this right now because you've been tempted to retreat, to close off, to say, I'm fine on my own, as a shield instead of a truth, but the universe is gently reminding you that independence doesn't mean isolation, it means choice, and you're choosing connection from a healed place now. Don't scroll, because this is the moment where many people give up too early, right before alignment becomes visible. And listen to this, the reason it's felt quiet lately is because the universe is rearranging things without chaos, removing resistance without drama, aligning paths without forcing collisions, and that's intentional. Your heart needs this right now because the love that's forming is meant to feel safe, not consuming, supportive, not destabilizing, and that's why it required you to grow into someone who could receive it without fear. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to respond to life with grace instead of reactivity, the way you pause instead of panic, the way you listen to your intuition instead of overriding it, and that emotional maturity feels like home to someone who's been lost in their own noise for a long time. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because even if they haven't stepped fully forward yet, their resistance is weakening, not because of pressure, but because authenticity is disarming, and you're no longer hiding who you are, you're living in truth, and truth creates gravity. Don't scroll, because here's the cliffhanger you need to hear. The next phase doesn't require more effort from you, it requires more trust, trust in what you've already done, trust in the signs you've already seen, trust in the calm that's replacing the chaos. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is asking you to stop looking for proof and start noticing peace. That's how you'll know you're close, when anticipation feels soft instead of sharp, when waiting feels purposeful instead of painful. Don't scroll, stay with me, because when this connection fully arrives, it won't feel like a surprise, it will feel like recognition, like something settling into place that was always meant to be there, and you'll realize that every delay, every redirection, every lonely night was guiding you toward this exact emotional readiness. Listen to this, your soulmate isn't just falling for your light, they're falling for the way you learn to hold your darkness with compassion, and that balance is rare, it's sacred, it's what makes this connection divinely guided instead of temporary. Your heart needs this right now because you're not waiting anymore, you're aligning, and alignment doesn't shout, it whispers, it asks you to stay present, to stay open, to stay gentle with yourself. Don't scroll, because this message is for you, and the fact that you're still listening means your soul already feels the shift, and what's coming next isn't meant to rush you, it's meant to meet you exactly where you are, ready, aware, and finally at peace with receiving the love you've always deserved. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're still here at part 5, this message is absolutely for you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that goes beyond comfort and straight into confirmation, because by now you're not just listening out of curiosity, you're listening because something inside you recognizes this as truth, as alignment, as something that's been trying to reach you for a long time. Listen to this. The universe has been watching how you've stopped forcing outcomes, how you've learned to breathe through uncertainty, how you've chosen inner peace over emotional chaos, and that shift is the exact moment your soulmate's energy locked onto yours in a deeper way. Don't scroll, stay with me, because here's what's happening now. The connection is no longer forming in potential, it's stabilizing in reality, even if it hasn't fully shown itself yet. And your heart needs this right now because you've been sensing that things feel different lately, quieter but stronger, less dramatic but more real, and that's not a loss of passion, that's maturity, that's the universe moving from preparation into placement. Listen to this. Your soulmate is falling for the way you no longer abandon yourself to keep someone else comfortable, the way you honor your emotions instead of suppressing them, the way you walk away from what drains you without needing closure from everyone. And that self-respect is magnetic. Don't scroll, because this is important. Your soulmate is not drawn to the version of you that needed validation, they're drawn to the version of you that learned how to validate yourself, the one who stopped begging the universe for signs and started trusting the ones that arrived naturally. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you've been tempted to think that if something hasn't happened yet, maybe it never will, but that's not intuition, that's exhaustion speaking. And the universe wants you to know that rest is part of alignment, not a detour from it. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional bond strengthening now is happening in the subconscious, in the space where souls recognize each other before minds catch up, and that's why you may feel sudden emotional waves, moments of peace followed by tears, flashes of gratitude mixed with longing. Those are not setbacks, those are releases. You're shedding the last layers of who you had to be to survive so you can step fully into who you're meant to be loved as. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is teaching you how to receive without bracing for loss, and that takes time, especially if your past taught you to expect disappointment. Don't scroll, because here's the truth that changes everything. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to stay open without chasing, the way you allow connection without gripping it tightly, the way you trust that what's meant for you won't require you to sacrifice your peace, and that energy feels like relief to someone who's been carrying emotional armor for a long time, and even if they haven't stepped forward fully yet, their resistance is dissolving, not because you convinced them, but because authenticity doesn't need persuasion. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is no longer testing your patience, it's honoring it. It's responding to the way you stayed true to yourself even when you didn't know the outcome, and that integrity is what allows a love this deep to enter without distortion. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the signs you're seeing now are softer but more consistent, the repeating numbers at calm moments instead of crisis points, the sense of reassurance instead of urgency, the feeling of, I'm okay even if I don't know yet. That's alignment settling in. And listen to this, your soulmate feels that calm too. It shows up for them as clarity, as emotional safety, as a sense that they don't have to perform or prove anything with you, and that's rare. Your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to believe love has to be hard to be meaningful, but the universe is rewriting that belief, showing you that real love feels supportive, not consuming, expansive, not exhausting. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment you need to hear. The next shift will not come from effort. It will come from allowance, from letting life meet you instead of chasing it, and that can feel scary if you're used to control. But listen to this, your heart needs this right now because surrender is not giving up, it's trusting what you've already built within yourself, and when this connection fully steps into your physical reality, it won't feel like fireworks that burn out quickly, it will feel like recognition that lasts, like a deep exhale, like something finally clicking into place. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you've become someone who can love without losing themselves, and that balance is sacred. It's what makes this connection sustainable, divinely timed, and real. And listen to this, even now, the universe is asking you to stay present, to stay gentle, to stay open without forcing the ending, because the story is still unfolding, and the fact that you're still listening means you're exactly where you need to be, aligned, protected, and closer than you think to a love that doesn't just choose you once, but continues choosing you every day, and your heart knows it, even if your mind is still catching up. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're still here at part 6, this message has officially crossed from curiosity into confirmation, and your heart needs this right now in a way that words alone usually can't explain, because something inside you already feels steadier, quieter, more certain than it did before, and that's not because nothing is happening, it's because something real is finally settling into place. Listen to this. The universe has been watching how you no longer react the way you used to, how triggers that once pulled you into doubt now pass through you with less power, how you've learned to pause, breathe, and choose yourself, and that emotional regulation is the reason your soulmate feels drawn to you on a soul level now, not as a fantasy, not as a projection, but as a real, grounded connection that feels safe to step into. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this part is important. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've stopped romanticizing struggle, the way you no longer confuse chaos with chemistry, the way you value peace even when it means walking away from what once felt familiar. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you've been quietly grieving old versions of love without even realizing it, releasing patterns that once defined you. And that emotional release is making room for something entirely different, something sustainable. Don't scroll. Because here's the truth most people never hear: alignment doesn't feel like excitement at first, it feels like relief, it feels like your nervous system finally unclenching, it feels like not needing to prove anything, and if you've been feeling that calm creeping in lately, even alongside uncertainty, that's not you giving up, that's you arriving. Listen to this, your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to trust yourself, the way you no longer abandon your intuition to keep the peace, the way you honor your emotional boundaries without guilt, and that self-trust is magnetic. It tells the universe you're ready for partnership instead of attachment. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the signs around you are changing tone now. They're no longer loud wake-up calls, they're gentle confirmations, a number appearing when you're calm instead of anxious, a sense of reassurance instead of urgency, a knowing that doesn't need constant validation. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to believe that waiting means stagnation, but the universe says waiting can also mean integration, the final alignment of lessons into wisdom. Don't scroll, because your soulmate is feeling that integration too. It shows up for them as clarity, as emotional honesty, as the sudden realization that what they're seeking isn't thrilling chaos but grounded connection, and that realization takes time to settle, especially if their past taught them to run from stability. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may be tempted to question why they haven't stepped forward yet, but the universe wants you to understand that timing isn't about desire alone, it's about readiness, and readiness is emotional, not logical. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you now is that you no longer need to be chosen to feel worthy, you've already chosen yourself. And that shifts the entire dynamic. It removes pressure, it removes fear, it allows connection to grow naturally instead of being forced. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is no longer asking you to wait harder, it's asking you to live fully where you are, to enjoy your peace, to trust your growth, to stop scanning the horizon for proof that love is coming. Because love responds best when it's invited, not chased. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment that matters. The next phase will arrive when you least expect it, not because you weren't paying attention, but because you finally stopped needing it to happen for you to feel okay, and that emotional neutrality is the doorway. Listen to this, when your soulmate steps fully into your reality, it won't feel like something new crashing into your life, it will feel like something familiar finding its place, like recognition rather than surprise. And your heart needs this right now because that's how you'll know this connection is different. It won't disrupt your peace, it will deepen it. Don't scroll, stay with me, because even now, the universe is guiding both of you gently, closing old chapters without drama, softening defenses without force, aligning timing without chaos, and that subtlety is intentional. This love is meant to be built on trust, not adrenaline, on presence, not pursuit. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you're not behind, you're not missing anything. You're not being overlooked, you're exactly where alignment happens, in the quiet space where self-worth no longer depends on outcomes, and that's why this love will last. Don't scroll, because this message is for you. The emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you've become someone who can hold love without fear of losing themselves, and that capacity is rare, it's sacred, it's earned, and the universe doesn't rush what it protects. It delivers it when you're ready to receive it without shrinking, without bracing, without doubt, and the fact that you're still listening means your soul already knows. You're closer than you think, and what's coming won't need to convince you, it will simply feel right. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you've reached part 7, this message has stayed with you for a reason, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, not as entertainment, not as hope, but as recognition, because something inside you already knows you're standing at the edge of a turning point. Listen to this. The universe has been watching how you've changed the way you love, not louder, not harder, but wiser. How you no longer pour yourself into places that can't hold you. How you've learned the difference between longing and alignment, and that shift is the emotional reason your soulmate is no longer confused about you, even if they haven't fully expressed it yet. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where things become undeniable. Your soulmate isn't falling for the idea of you anymore, they're falling for the reality of who you are now, the grounded, emotionally aware version of you that doesn't chase sparks but recognizes substance. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've been wondering why everything feels quieter lately, why the chaos has faded, why the emotional highs and lows don't hit the same way, and that's because you've moved out of survival mode and into alignment mode, and alignment doesn't scream, it whispers. Don't scroll, because here's something important. The universe had to teach you how to be still before it could bring you something stable. And you've learned that lesson even when it was uncomfortable, even when it felt lonely, and that emotional steadiness is what makes you safe to love now. Listen to this. Your soulmate feels that safety, it shows up for them as ease, as calm curiosity instead of anxiety, as a sense that they don't have to impress or perform around you, and that's powerful, especially for someone who's spent their life guarding their heart. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the emotional bond forming now isn't dramatic, it's intentional, it's growing in the spaces where neither of you are trying to control the outcome, and that's why it's lasting. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because the universe is no longer testing whether you can endure pain, it's honoring that you already have, and now it's asking a different question. Can you receive love without questioning it? Can you allow happiness without waiting for the other shoe to drop? Don't scroll, because this is where many people self-sabotage, right when peace starts to feel unfamiliar. But listen to this. You are not meant to return to what broke you just because it feels known. You are meant to step forward into what supports you, even if it feels new. Your heart needs this right now because the signs around you are shifting again, not louder, but clearer. The angel numbers appearing when you're calm, not desperate, the moments of reassurance instead of urgency, the quiet inner voice saying, "You're okay." That's alignment locking in. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your soulmate is feeling this shift too, they're becoming more emotionally present, more honest with themselves, more aware of what they truly want, and that awareness naturally pulls them closer to you, not because of attachment, but because truth recognizes truth. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've been questioning whether you're asking for too much, whether your standards are too high, whether your emotional needs are unreasonable, and the universe wants you to know they are not. They are reflections of how much you've grown, and the right person doesn't feel burdened by your depth, they feel drawn to it. Don't scroll, because here's the part that changes everything. Your soulmate is not coming to complete you, they're coming to meet you. And that's why the timing mattered so much. You had to become whole first, not perfect, but honest, grounded, self-aware, and you did that work even when no one was watching. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you may feel like nothing is happening on the surface, but beneath it, alignment is tightening, old options are falling away, distractions are losing their grip, emotional clarity is sharpening. And that's not emptiness, that's focus. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because the universe is preparing the moment of recognition, the moment where everything clicks without effort, without force, without confusion, and when that moment arrives, it won't feel overwhelming, it will feel calm, it will feel right, it will feel like something you don't need to question. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've spent too much time second-guessing what you deserve, and the universe is gently guiding you toward a love that doesn't require self-doubt. Don't scroll, because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you've become emotionally available without being emotionally dependent. You've learned how to love without losing yourself, how to care without controlling, how to stay open without chasing, and that balance is rare. It's what turns connection into partnership. Listen to this, even now, the universe is asking you to stay present, to enjoy your peace, to stop bracing for disappointment, because what's coming isn't meant to disrupt your life, it's meant to fit into it. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the story isn't rushing toward an ending. It's settling into its truth, and the fact that you're still listening means your intuition is awake, your heart is ready, and the next step will reveal itself naturally, without forcing, without fear, and when it does, you'll realize that every part of this journey was guiding you here, not to a moment of chaos, but to a place of certainty, safety, and love that finally feels like home. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're here at part 8, this message has fully chosen you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels almost too accurate to ignore, because by now you're not just hearing words, you're feeling truth settle into your body, into your breath, into that quiet place inside you that always knew this moment would come. Listen to this. The universe has been guiding you step by step to this exact emotional frequency, not to rush you, not to overwhelm you, but to steady you, because what's coming into your life now requires presence, not desperation, awareness, not urgency. And don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where the story turns from preparation into embodiment. Your soulmate is no longer sensing you as potential, they're feeling you as certainty, as emotional consistency, as someone who doesn't just talk about growth but lives it. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you've spent so long wondering if love would ever feel safe instead of suspenseful, calm instead of consuming, and the universe is finally answering that question not with promises, but with alignment. Don't scroll, because here's the truth that lands deeply. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to stay present instead of anxious, the way you no longer chase reassurance but trust your inner knowing, the way you allow silence without assuming abandonment, and that emotional security is not learned overnight, It's earned through everything you survived. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may still feel moments of doubt creep in, old habits whispering, what if it doesn't work? But the universe wants you to notice how those doubts no longer control you. They pass through instead of taking over. And that's growth. Don't scroll. Stay with me. Because the signs you're receiving now are subtle but undeniable. Not dramatic wake-up calls, but gentle nods, moments of peace when you used to feel fear, a sense of trust where you once felt urgency, angel numbers appearing when you're grounded instead of spiraling. And listen to this, those signs aren't pushing you forward, they're confirming you're already on the right path. Your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to believe love has to arrive loudly to be real. But the universe works quietly when it's serious, and this connection is serious. Not heavy, not intense, but intentional. Don't scroll, because this is important. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've stopped trying to be understood by everyone and started understanding yourself, the way you no longer explain your boundaries or apologize for your needs, the way you've chosen authenticity over approval, and that self-respect changes how love meets you. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may notice that old distractions no longer interest you, old patterns no longer tempt you, old connections no longer pull at you, and that's not because you've become closed, it's because you've become focused. Alignment has a way of narrowing your attention toward what actually matters. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you now is that you no longer need them to save you, complete you, or validate you. You're standing whole, grounded, emotionally awake. And that invites partnership instead of imbalance. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is not asking you to wait in longing anymore, it's asking you to live fully in trust, to enjoy your peace without constantly scanning the horizon for proof that love is coming, because love responds to openness, not tension. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment that feels different than the others. The next shift will not come with anxiety, it will come with clarity, not with chaos, but with calm recognition, a moment where something aligns so naturally you don't need to question it. And listen to this, when that moment arrives, your body will know before your mind does. You'll feel grounded instead of nervous, certain instead of doubtful. Your heart needs this right now because that's how you'll know this connection is real. It won't trigger your wounds, it will honor your healing. Don't scroll, stay with me, because even now, the universe is closing the final emotional gaps, dissolving lingering fears, softening remaining resistance, both in you and in them, and that takes patience, not because something is wrong, but because something valuable is being protected. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you are no longer in a season of proving, chasing, or enduring, you are in a season of receiving, and receiving requires trust, presence, and gentleness with yourself. Don't scroll. Because the emotional reason your soulmate is falling for you is that you've become someone who can love without losing themselves, who can commit without self-betrayal, who can open their heart without fear of disappearing, and that capacity is rare, it's sacred, it's exactly what allows love to last. Listen to this, the universe is not teasing you, it's aligning you, not delaying you, but positioning you. And the fact that you're still listening means your intuition is awake, your heart is steady, and your soul already recognizes what's coming, and when it arrives, it won't feel like fate crashing into your life, it will feel like truth settling in, like something finally saying, "You're home," and your heart, without hesitation, will believe it. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because if you're here at part 9, this message has followed you for a reason, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels almost sacred, because by now you're not just hearing guidance, you're recognizing yourself in it, you're feeling something settle, something align, something finally stop fighting inside you. Listen to this, the universe has been patient with you, watching you learn the difference between wanting love and being ready for it. Watching you outgrow old emotional patterns that once felt like home, and that growth is the reason your soulmate is no longer circling from a distance. They're orienting toward you with intention, even if the final step hasn't happened yet. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where awareness deepens. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've learned to live in the present instead of constantly anticipating loss. The way you allow moments to be what they are without trying to control the outcome, and that presence is powerful. It creates emotional safety, it invites honesty, it allows connection to breathe. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you've spent years bracing for disappointment, waiting for the pattern to repeat, and the universe has been gently teaching you that not every chapter ends the same way. Some chapters are meant to stabilize you, not shake you. Don't scroll. Because here's something important, alignment doesn't announce itself with fireworks, it arrives with familiarity, with a sense of, I've been here before, even when you haven't, and if you've been feeling a strange sense of calm anticipation lately, that's not imagination, that's recognition happening ahead of time. Listen to this. Your soulmate is falling for the way you've stopped seeking intensity and started valuing consistency, the way you no longer confuse emotional spikes with connection, the way you understand that real love feels supportive, not consuming. And that understanding didn't come easily, it was earned through everything you survived. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe had to rewire your expectations before it could deliver something different, and you allowed that process even when it was uncomfortable, even when it meant sitting with yourself instead of distracting yourself, and that self-awareness is what makes you compatible with the love that's approaching. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because you may still feel moments of doubt surface, old instincts whispering, don't get your hopes up, but notice how those thoughts no longer control your actions, they pass through without taking over, and that's emotional sovereignty. Don't scroll, because this is the stage where many people try to rush clarity, but the universe works best when you allow it to reveal things organically. And listen to this, your soulmate is feeling that organic pull too. It shows up for them as a sense of curiosity, without anxiety, as attraction without obsession, as a desire to know you without needing to possess you, and that balance is rare. Your heart needs this right now because you've been asking for a love that feels mutual instead of one-sided, peaceful instead of volatile, grounded instead of uncertain, and the universe doesn't ignore prayers like that, it answers them with timing. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because the signs around you now are less about direction and more about reassurance. Numbers appearing when you're content, moments of gratitude replacing longing, a quiet confidence that you're okay regardless of what happens next. And listen to this, that emotional neutrality is not indifference, it's readiness. It means you're no longer gripping the outcome so tightly that you block the flow. Your heart needs this right now because this is the energy that allows love to enter without distortion. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth at the center of everything. Your soulmate is falling for you because you've become someone who can hold space for another person without losing yourself. You can listen without absorbing, love without overgiving, connect without self-abandonment, and that capacity changes everything. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the universe is not asking you to do more, it's asking you to trust more, to believe that the work you've already done is enough, that you don't need to prove your readiness by suffering. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the next moment of alignment will come quietly, not as a dramatic reveal, but as a deep knowing, a sense of, this feels right, and when that moment arrives, you won't feel the urge to question it, you'll feel grounded in it. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because that's how you'll know this love is real. It won't trigger your wounds, it will respect your healing. Don't scroll, because the universe is closing the last emotional chapters that no longer serve you, dissolving attachments that once felt necessary but now feel heavy, and making room for something that fits the person you've become. Listen to this, you're not being delayed, you're being aligned, not tested, but trusted, and the fact that you're still listening means your intuition is awake, your heart is steady, and your soul is no longer afraid of what's coming. And when this connection fully steps into your life, it won't feel like a miracle out of nowhere, it will feel like something that was always on its way, patiently finding you as you became ready to receive it.